Hi friends, how are you? Today we will talk about a new story, Emily Pike murder case.
Tonight's story isn't just strange, it's terrifying. So let's start.
One cold January night in Mesa, Arizona, a 14-year-old girl named Emily Pike walked away from her group home. She wore a simple pink and gray shirt, carrying nothing but the weight of her teenage dreams. That was the last time anyone saw her alive. What began as an ordinary evening ended as one of the most disturbing murder cases of 2025. A story of innocence lost, unanswered questions, and a community demanding justice. Emily Pike was just 14, a Native American teenager from the San Carlos Apache Indian Reservation. She wasn't just another name on a police report, she was an artist, a dreamer. Friends said she loved to draw, and she dreamed of going to college one day. But life wasn't simple for Emily. She was living in a group home in Mesa, a facility meant to shelter girls between 7 and 18. These homes often provide structure, safety, and resources, but sometimes they leave kids feeling invisible. Emily, quiet but hopeful, wanted to make something of her life. And then came January 27, 2025. That evening, around 7:45 p.m., Emily left the group home. Surveillance cameras captured a glimpse of her walking away. She was dressed in a pink and gray shirt, her small figure fading into the night. No one stopped her. No staff followed, no alarm bells rang. To the world, it looked like just another teenager stepping out. But what happened after that, nobody knew. Her family and community soon realized something was wrong. She didn't return. Days turned into weeks. The silence was unbearable. On February 14, 2025, Valentine's Day, hikers traveling along Highway 60 stumbled upon something horrifying. Hidden off the road, they found black contractor trash bags. Inside were human remains. Authorities rushed to the scene. The remains were badly decomposed. Trauma was visible. Emily had suffered severe injuries to her face and head. Even more disturbing, her arms and hands were missing. The medical examiner struggled to perform a full autopsy. The body had been deliberately mutilated. This was not just a killing, this was a cover-up. Weeks after she vanished, the mystery of Emily Pike turned into a confirmed homicide investigation. Police identified the remains as Emily's, and then the questions began. Who killed her? Why was her body hidden in trash bags? And why remove her arms and hands? Detectives focused on her last known steps. They reviewed surveillance footage, questioned staff at the group home, and tracked Emily's phone records. Soon, 3 suspects emerged. Their names haven't been public yet, but law enforcement confirmed they were being interrogated. Rumors spread on social media, leaked information, screenshots, whispers of suspects. But police warned, much of it was unreliable and harmful to the case. For the investigators, one fact was clear. Emily's killing was brutal, intentional, and covered in mystery. News of Emily's death spread fast. The Native American community was shattered. Advocates called it yet another example of missing and murdered Indigenous women and girls, MMWIG, a crisis long ignored in the U.S. Vigils were held, candles lit, posters with Emily's smiling face covered walls and telephone poles. Her family demanded justice. They wanted answers. Why did it take so long to find her? Why was a vulnerable 14-year-old allowed to leave her group home so easily? Why does it always feel like Indigenous lives don't matter until it's too late? For many, Emily became a symbol, a reminder of how fragile safety really is for vulnerable children. As the investigation deepened, chilling theories surfaced. Some investigators suggested Emily may have trusted someone she met online or in her community. Others believe she was lured away from the group home under false promises. The mutilation, cutting off her arms and hands, raised even darker questions. Was it meant to hide forensic evidence like defensive wounds or fingerprints? Or was it a disturbing act of cruelty meant to send a message? The truth remains locked in police files, but one thing is certain. Whoever killed Emily took deliberate steps to destroy evidence. Mesa police, Arizona state officials, and even the FBI began coordinating on the case. Pressure mounted. The community wasn't just grieving, they were angry. Protesters gathered outside the group home, outside the police station, demanding accountability. They chanted, "Justice for Emily! No more stolen sisters!" Law enforcement admitted they had 3 suspects under questioning, each with possible connections to Emily, each with possible motives. But with missing body parts, damaged evidence, and weeks of delay, building the case was slow. Today, Emily's death remains one of the most chilling unsolved murder mysteries of 2025. Her story forces us to ask, could she have been saved if someone had acted sooner? Could better security in the group home have stopped her from leaving unnoticed? Why do cases involving Indigenous victims so often face delays and neglect? For her family, every day without justice feels like another wound. For her community, her name joins a long list of Indigenous women and girls lost to violence. Emily Pike's murder isn't just a local story. It's a wake-up call. A 14-year-old girl should have been safe. She should have been at school, dreaming about her future, not discarded in trash bags by the highway. Her life was stolen, her dignity violated, and her death left scars that extend far beyond Mesa. If you're watching this, remember Emily. Share her story. Demand accountability for victims who are too often forgotten. Because silence in the face of violence is complicity. And Emily Pike's story must never be silenced.
If you enjoy these stories, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. See you in next story. Bye.